In this video I would like to show you how to create some journaling cards or pockets, envelope pockets. Here I got two with glassine pockets and journaling space on the back. Here is part of a little envelope and a journaling card inside. You can journal on the back, you can journal on the back of the envelope. So what you would need here is an envelope, some gesso, some glitter spritz or any kind of color that you would like to color your envelope with, some stamping, some washi tape, glassine, coffee dyed paper. You can glue instead of sewing, and I show you in this journal I started, and it's really quite at the beginning. It hasn't there's not much going on yet here. So how you could use these objects, this ephemera. So for example, I thought here there's a pocket here. This is the first side of this pocket. This one's got an envelope in here too, and then here is the opening of that sack, as you might want to call it, and you can use it like this, or I thought even we can put this in here, all journaling spaces everywhere, and then house it in this sack piece. Or as with this one, you could just clip it onto a page. This is much the same, like you got a journaling space here, and a focal point, but you have got no, this is just a piece of fabric here, so no journaling space, so that's why I would just clip it on. I hope this might interest you and have fun creating with me. Hello, this is Tandra Maybell, greeting all of you, saying hello and thank you for watching my channel, being here with me. And today I would like to make something out of these awesome bags I get from my health food store. Sometimes I put gesso here over the writing to be able to use the whole glassine bag for something or other. But today I would like to just make something out of this beautiful empty space of glassine paper. And I would like to make like pockets or journaling cards or a floating pocket. Just see what will happen. And I just quickly set up my camera here. I think I'm in focus and in picture, but I haven't got any tools or anything with me, so I will turn off the camera a little bit and prepare myself for this task. So here I am with some scissors, and I just fold this over so I'll manage a fairly straight cut. I haven't got much of an idea what I'll be doing with this, so it'll be a bit of an experiment. And I will save some of these little pieces here also. Maybe I make some bit of ephemera with that. That I think is rubbish, so we shall make another cut here. I think I will fold this over here. And hope it's reasonably straight. I'm still lacking a tear ruler, but hopefully not for much longer. Sometimes it's just handy to have one. So I got these bits and pieces. So because this is folded over, I shall cut this away also. Come in handy somewhere. So we got some sizes happening here because I don't like to waste too much of the paper, so instead of measuring, you know, I want to have it 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters, I'd rather go and half this and then work with whatever I am left with, so I don't have waste. See, tear ruler. I haven't got my Stanley knife here, so we shall cut a fairly straight, oops, not so straight, and here again. And I'm thinking they could go here, and then I got here some, disregard this picture here, that's just out of the book, and the pages I coffee dyed these and stained them. So I'm thinking I either have to gesso here or cut it out. Let's see whether this could fit here like this. It will have a journaling card in there, so I don't know, it might not matter much. I like the colors here, would like to keep that. So I think I will cut the paper here and have it as the backing for the glassine paper here, and I'm thinking of stitching here, so we need another piece here. Now shall we have it like this? Oh, I like it. Or with the writing. Yeah, I think with the writing that might come in handy for a journaling spot. So put this aside. So I got these 2 bags so far, and then another little pocket here, and I wonder whether just to color this a little bit or just decorate it. I like the jaggedy edge here, so I think I want to leave it like this, and I just go and stitch around these, and then we shall continue. So before sewing, this is gonna be what we'll be showing with the glassine paper. I'm working on the back side of it because it's going to be a floating object, and I just gessoed this very quickly. There was this black and white image, if you remember, and of course if the gesso would dry, this would be visible again. So I'm gonna distress it. Here I got tarnished brass and walnut stain. I got a light colored glimmer mist. I can't see the color of it. It's by Tattered Angels. This of course is Tim Holtz. So I want to do it fairly light because this is going to be written on the back. So I also put just a touch of the dark, and so it's gonna be a little bit more writable. I just got plain water here, and not quite sure. I would like to have a bit more motion in here. Oh yeah, I love it. This is in the line of, so it can be written on. It gives you the illusion of having lines to write on. So we're gonna leave it like this, and while I'm at it with the gesso and the spraying, I'm working here on a cut-out envelope. Just as well. Oh, yeah. It's sticking to the newspaper. Let's see what we get with that. As long as I don't lose too much of the envelope, we might get something interesting out of this. So here we have the front. So again, I distress this here, and this I will add a bit of this white one instead of water. And now if I had a piece of cloth, I just quickly get here. I clean this bit here a little bit, scoop up the paint for the window, and I do the same with the background. So maybe I try to get that a bit lighter, just do a very little touch of white. Oops. This will give a lovely white shimmer to it. So now I must make sure it's not gonna stick to the newspaper. So I just got this little vase here, and I'm gonna put it here on top to dry. Close my little bottles and let that dry. Then I do the sewing. Here we are with the dried background. while it was drying in my open air oven. I shall introduce you to that open air oven because it's quite something unique. So this is a little part of my studio here, and this is the bookshelf where my open air oven is standing. Yeah, it's a little fan heater, and the reason why I built this is because I used to have this on the floor, and then the paper that is drying in front of it, I always needed to put something there, had to look around for something, and so I came up with this idea to put it here, and it's nice and warm in there. And so whenever it is raining outside or overcast and I would like to continue with my work and have it drying quickly, I put it here in this little oven. It's not turned on at the moment because of course it's making too much noise, but it's perfectly safe. Sometimes it's running for 10 minutes until, especially if something has a coat of gesso, it takes quite a while to dry. But you know, you wouldn't want to have it running for too long. Keep an eye on it. So this is something very practical. Anyway, while it was still there drying, of course my impatient thumb had to touch it here, and I had to patch it up with more water and smooth it out a little bit. But this is gonna be the background, and I shall just very quickly iron it a little bit more flat. This is that little piece of envelope that turned out very grungy and usable, very interesting. And this is the back. Remember how I sprayed it with that white Tattered Dream mist? Beautiful. And what I like to do with these little window floating envelopes, or putting it somewhere, is, this is a finished, well, not quite finished, but a previous one, similar method, and I like to put my polar bear in here. This polar bear, or ice bear as we call them, her name is Tundra, as my name. So Tundra is always representing me. I put her in every journal that I make. Tundra is somewhere representing me. And this is a very interesting little piece. It is, apart from the envelope, I did some stitching here on the side. It has a tag that comes out. That's the front, and here you can journal. And I turned the envelope inside out. So that nice. So this kind of stuff is shown here, and this bit is on the back. So if you can imagine how I turned it around, that's why I had two pieces of paper, and I sewed it together with a piece of fabric that I first put on this side and then over the edge, and here I did some stitching on the top part, and then here I glued it down. And what the special little thing is about this piece of fabric, it is that my good friend, she got horses, and one of her bags full with horse food, I'm not quite sure what it is, some grain or something, has this label up on top on the plastic, and it says it comes from the Solomon Islands, the batch number, the production date. So here we got the 25th September of 2019, freshly produced in the Solomon Islands, best be used within a year, and so on. But I think this, she always gives me these, and I think they're just so gorgeous. So I'm not quite sure whether this piece here, with a bit of lace here at the bottom, whether I shall put it down on a page somewhere, or what I'm more tempted, just because the fabric is so gorgeous, I think I will back it with this piece, like this, like this, and instead of gluing it, I am inclined to stitch it down with very fine little stitches with a white thread, both ends and down here, and then it's like this. It's a floating little envelope with a journaling card in it, and it can be tucked in somewhere or with a pin put onto a page, something like that. So I go back now to do my ironing and sewing, and then I would like to decorate this piece here a little bit, or start with the decoration anyway. So I shall be back. Okay, so I'm back with a few nice little things here. Some of my stamps. Some of my stamps. And then here I got the glassine that I did some stitching on this background. So this can be tucked into somewhere behind the belly band, or in a corner pocket, or clipped on onto a page. And then here is a pocket, and here is a pocket, and here is the other one. And just a word of warning, glassine is very slippery, so you probably can pick up here that my stitch, in order to catch the glassine paper, my stitch went crooked and more crooked and more crooked. But I don't think it's a total reject, because it's just a nice pocket now to put something in. And while I was working, I thought I'm even tempted to put, when this is finished of course, to have this here, in here, with Tundra the Bearess. And then here also I might find something nice, but I'm not sure about that yet. So the embellishment of these I will do a bit later, because it's getting here darker by the minute. And this also, I'm not quite sure yet in which of the journals. I'm working on about 3 journals at the moment. But here I just, oh look at, even this is interesting and nice. I brought my ink pad along, and I got here a script, and I thought I'd just make a few little, I call them whispers, here on the side, just here and there a bit. Scribblings all over Tundra's face. A bit of distressing is alright, like if you look at this this window here. Don't know if you can see it. It's quite distressed. The window here is still, I left it full with these golden splatters, but that doesn't matter here. That just looks a bit distressed and grungy and yummy. So that's okay if the window is not totally clean, but a bit of scribbles across Tundra's face would have been a little bit too much. So I think that's already enough with the scribbles. So I just clean the stamp here a bit, put it back, and I thought maybe we could put some, no, I don't know yet which journal it's going in. Otherwise I would have put some butterflies on it. But one butterfly is always good. Okay, so that's it for today. I shall continue next time with finishing my little envelope here with Tundra. It has to go in there. We shall see. My 2 glassine bags with journaling space on the back. This one which I shall finish sewing. And my ink pad. Bye bye.